Welcome back to a special edition of the Building Your Family podcast. I'm so glad to have you here. This is a special episode and a little different than last year. For an end of the year episode, I thought we should cover one of the biggest themes that I have seen this year, and I call it the zoom out theory. If you want to make better decisions about fertility treatment, donor conception, surrogacy, or any family building journey, two things are so helpful. First is to regulate your nervous system, and second is to get good evidence-based information. If your body is in fight or flight, it's very difficult to absorb information. And I'm sure that you've had that experience. Many people go to the doctor and they don't remember half of what they hear. It becomes so difficult when you're anxious to absorb the information that you need to reach your goals. And believe it or not, even when you don't feel that anxious, this happens in small ways all the time. And the decisions you make on your family building journey are too crucial to not give it the thought that it deserves. So, first we regulate and then we learn. From our Building Your Family community, this is the Building Your Family podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Schumann, author, researcher, and reproductive medicine therapist. Inside our membership, we have so many tools for this. We have meditations, we have ebooks, we have chat rooms, we have all sorts of materials because nobody is the same. All of you are going to have different ways that are helpful to regulate your nervous system. And at different times in your life, different tools are going to be helpful to you, both for the learning and also to feel calmer. So if you are in a situation where you need to make a big decision, first give yourself time to regulate your nervous system and then get the right tools that you need to make the decision that works for you. If you watched my Zoom Out episode, then you know that I've provided you with the tools that you need to get this started. We have a free ebook and a meditation available both in that episode, and I'm also going to leave a link for it in this episode as well. You can use the ebook or the meditation anytime you feel anxious or overwhelmed, or anytime you need to make a big decision. It's really helpful. And in this episode, I'm going to provide you with some more help by giving you the best clips from this year. We have wonderful pieces of information that will be so valuable to you. We're going to cover fertility treatment, donor conception, surrogacy, talking to your children, and so much more. You will get some great information in this episode. How do I know that? Because I've worked for decades with thousands of people in similar situations, and I hear the same questions over and over. It is so difficult to remember important information and also to get the right information. So today, I'm going to share both. My hope is that as you move into this new year, your path to building your family or having the life that you want with your children will be everything that you desire. And I hope to make it easier and a little bit lighter for you. This short episode is divided into two parts. Part one will cover fertility treatment, donor conception, and one little clip about surrogacy. My hope is that you will get information that you need and perhaps never heard before. Part two are clips that you've probably heard before, but are very easy to forget, especially when anxiety and tension run high. They are so easy to forget, but really important to remember and keep in your back pocket. So these are a little reminder for you. As you move into the new year, I hope that these nuggets of wisdom will leave you feeling much more resourced, much more grounded, and also less alone. It's so important to know you're not alone in this process. We've got your back, and we are going to help you get the information that you need. But before we get started, I wanted to mention one more thing. If you find that some of these insights are helpful to you, please leave a comment. I would love to hear what you think. I'd love to know what's helpful. And if you like what somebody else said in the comments, please comment on their comment. Maybe then we can develop our own little community right here. I would love to hear from you. And with that, let's start. Part one, fertility treatment.
If you want to wait till a year, that's fine. But if you haven't gotten pregnant by 6 months, then you know you're starting to have a lower chance that it's going to happen per month. And it might be something you want to start considering. Who are you going to see? Start researching clinics, start to get an appointment, because it can often take time to get on the books to even see somebody. So if you wait till a full year has passed, then you research, then you call, suddenly now it could be even more months, and that can be extremely frustrating. I also think it's important to say that many people have signs in their body that something is wrong, that they have been dismissed or gaslit in the past. They've just convinced that they're normal or that they don't tolerate things well. But these are red flags that we should get evaluated sooner.
If you're getting good morning erections, that's a good sign that things are working well. So you don't need to, you don't need to catastrophize, but that's a good self-indicator. Like, hey, I get good morning erections every day. Nothing's wrong with me. I just need to deal with this stressor. And this is completely normal. Going through stress, going through, infertility and struggling with that, that's a stressor, right? And it's normal for your
Yes.
body to respond. So I think just feeling like you're not alone, this happens to a lot of guys. And, then working through it with sort of like the things we've talked about can be helpful.
That's putting an expiration date on an approach to say what's reasonable. And if you've compartmentalized the problem rather than saying, well, what if, let's just put a short time window on this and see what we can do. A lot of people do very well. And also, even if they haven't, you've gotten a lot of answers along the way.
And then there were studies done comparing the risks of a singleton transferring an embryo versus two embryos. And the risks were very clear. The chance of having a premature delivery at least a month early was 50% with double embryo transfer, 600% chance higher of complications in pregnancy, and 400% higher of a baby dying. And so we started changing, and it's taking time, but now we've gone from transferring mostly two embryos to our double embryo transfer rate right now is 1% or less. We try to transfer like 99% singletons.
But the best tool that we have is the ability to condense time. So we can say to these humans, that this couple, and it's a male-female couple, and she ovulates normally, and she has good ovarian reserve, and her fallopian tubes are open, and she has a male partner, and he has sperm, and they're getting together at the right time. They need to do this 12 times if that woman is of less than the age of 35 in order to even get the diagnosis of infertility, right? So think about that. The potential 12 egg-sperm combinations that do not produce a baby just to be called infertile in the first place. Wow. So the expectation that every single one of those egg-sperm combinations is going to make a baby, really shouldn't be the expectation at all.
Yes.
What we can do is get all 12 of those at the same time, right? So maybe, you're ovulating one egg a month. Maybe we get all 12 of those. We just took a year of you trying and to see if there's something in there that is viable.
I hope that you found these concepts helpful. Next, we're going to talk about donor conception. Why not first think about things that are more inside of your control, things that you can think about that could help your child have a healthier life, like psychological screening, like looking at the family tree. I have lots of great information about this in my book, Building Your Family, and also in the Donor Conception Masterclass, so you can go through a step-by-step formula about how to choose a donor and how to think about your donor. But for now, we're talking about your feelings and how much you want to do the right thing. And you want to feel good in your gut. Most people tell me, well, I had this gut reaction to my donor. And that's a beautiful thing, but it's not necessarily going to help your child be healthy. So it's imperative to consider the things that will be most helpful to you, for your child, for their health, for their future well-being first, and still preserve the things that you like, but maybe not think about them first.
Not one person said, oh, this child isn't mine, or even people that have one biological child and then a donor conceived child. Love them the same. Nothing changes. It was just unequivocally that was the response.
But going back to what we understand about adoption and going back to what they found in regards to the communication openness, I think that's probably one of the key things, is to maintain those open channels of communication with your child. So making sure that they feel that they can discuss things as they come up for them openly, and I know that that parents are willing to have those conversations with them and aren't going to shut them down so much. So helping them to explore that aspect if it's something that they wish to do.
My mom said to me, "Oh my gosh, how is your brother and his wife going to tell their children how y'all are having kids? It's going to be so confusing." And it was just like, clutching the pearls. What is the family going to do? And I was like, well, at some point, they're going to have to tell their children how they were made, which is a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't that great? Now we're just going to have one little clip about surrogacy, which I think speaks volumes about it.
Best and most beautiful part of this whole entire process was watching them hold their baby. I didn't do this to have another child, to form another relationship. I did this for two people who, without somebody's help, it didn't have to be mine, but without somebody's help, they were unable to have the little guy that is now their son.
Next, we move on to part 2. These clips from our episodes this year really show you what you need to keep in your back pocket as you go through this journey. You may have heard them before, but I think they will resonate with most of you. Whether you're a single parent to be, a same-sex couple, or an opposite-sex couple, these issues apply to everyone.
They can be filled with sawdust. And the bottle can say, miracle pill to make a baby, and they legally can sell it. And so you have to be very careful. Additionally, the FDA actually performed a study many years ago where they actually went to like a herbal market and they grabbed all these bottles of medications or supplements rather, and they tested every single tablet to see if it had, number one, the actual ingredient in it. Number two, the stated dosage. So if the bottle said 10 milligrams of such product, it should have 10 milligrams. And what they found was that not all the tablets and capsules contained the ingredient. Number two is if they contained the ingredient, the amount of ingredient ranged from 0% to thousands of percent. And so since there's no regulation, you could be taking tablets and supplements that could be harmful because you're taking too much, or you could be wasting your time and money when it has maybe nothing in these capsules. So you have to be very careful about that.
You can have difficulties hidden in these books that maybe you don't know about, right? So in that example, neither one of these people knew that this ran in their family. They had no idea because, of course, if they had some idea, they would have brought this to their physician and talked about it. But many of us have different things that are hidden in our bodies and our genetics that we don't know about. And so that's why it's so important to do this investigation, because we don't know, as Dr. Thakor is saying, we don't know what is carried from our ancestors, but we also don't know what age, and we'll talk about that in a little while, what age and other factors are doing to our bodies that may also impact on our genetic expression.
Unlike other medicine or other medical fields, fertility is not, this is the right answer, you have to do this. It's all probabilities, right? It's if you do XYZ, the probability is this. If you do XYZ, the probability is this. It's one, the good thing is it's never and never. But two, it's also not, you have high blood pressure, you need this type of medication, I'll check you in 6 months. It's definitely not linear. So the best tool I utilize to kind of overcome that is to educate myself.
I would assume that with the endometriosis, it's not something that people are causing either, just like people are not the cause of their infertility. They didn't bring this on themselves. It's not because they ate too many potato chips in high school or, whatever. And people worry about that.
Yeah.
Right? They think I must have done something wrong, or if I'm healthy, then I should have perfect eggs. And if have endometriosis, maybe I did something wrong. And then that, of course, leads to a lot of body shame and feeling depressed and angry with yourself. And it just goes on. And it's so hard for people to really be kind to themselves when it comes to all of these things.
It really is. Anyone who wants to be a parent will be a parent one way or another. I think it's really important to put that out there.
Yes.
Like everything else in life, it will probably not happen the way that you thought it will, because that's just life. But I think that that is an attainable goal for everyone. It can be challenging. And again, it may look very different than you would have thought it would.
Don't you think my guests are wonderful? I do. They provide so much help to so many people. It's amazing. And they take their time to come here and give us all the tools that we need so that we can do the things that we want with our lives. So a big shout out to them. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your wisdom. And thank you to everyone who's involved in this podcast, particularly my producer, Jerson. He is so wonderful. And without him, I would not be here today. So thank you, Jerson. And thank you to all of you for coming. We appreciate your time and energy and want more than anything for you to have the family of your dreams. And don't forget to check out the Zoom Out Theory podcast. That episode is full of information that accompanies the ebook. So if you want more help in filling out your forms and getting ready for the new year, please take a look at that episode as well. And remember, you are not alone. We are here, we have your back, and we are rooting for you in the new year. See you next time. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this was helpful to you. And if you'd like more personalized support, more information, and more education, you can find it in the show notes under the Building Your Family community. We'd love to see you inside. And if you were interested in today's topic, you will really like this video.